I've reminisced on a lot of nostalgic things, especially from the '90s, from Mystic Knights, Big Bad Beetleborgs, things of that nature. And I have mentioned this show a couple of times. Swat Kats was, to me, the cartoon. Swat Kats was about, it took place in an alternate universe where bipedal cats, or however you want to call them, humanoid cats, I don't know, however you want to call them, were doing what we do, go to work, live our daily lives. And we have these two cats, T-Bone and Razor. Now, they were the SWAT cats. They were mechanics in a junkyard by day. By night, or when trouble had called, they became the SWAT cats. And they would take this jet fighter. I can't tell you what the name is. It's an Air Force fighter jet, whatever you want to call it, fighter plane, whatever you want to call it. They found it, decked it out, and they just so happen to be pilots. And they're piloting this plane around the city whenever evil comes a calling. You have the head of police who's not happy with them, does not like what they're doing because it's not under them, it's against the law. He's not big on vigilantism. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, the sheriff's daughter happened to be a reporter that would often write reports on SWAT Kats. So the SWAT Kats, they would go into alternate universes, alternate timelines. You know, they would fight monsters, aliens, whatever came a knocking, they were there. And, you know, they would buy the Razor, T-Bone. You know, T-Bone was the beefy guy and Razor was the lean, thin guy. And yeah, I remember they would fight off a robot that was trying to find its creator named Zed. They would fight two robots, cyborgs, androids, however you want to call them, and they would often fight with them. They would sometimes fight with a wizard, if I'm remembering correctly. At one episode, they were framed for a crime, and they had to take the reporter hostage, because she told him, hey, take me hostage, I can help you out, because I know who did it, and I might help you out to, you know, prove your innocence. Yeah. I remember growing up, they would have the Power Hour. And the Power Hour would air at 5 o'clock sharp in the afternoon. Mondays and Thursdays, they would give The New Adventures of Johnny Quest. Tuesdays, they would give Captain America. And Wednesdays, oh my god, they were... what were they? I can't remember. There was a cartoon, and you had a Navy SEAL, you had someone from the Army, I think someone from the Air Force, and they would have these cybernetic suits that they would go in. The Navy SEAL would go underwater missions. The guy who was the Air Force, otherwise, would most often take aerial missions, and the guy who was in the Army would take land missions, and they would go against this half human, half cybernetic guy, almost like G.I. Joes, but they weren't. If you guys happen to know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. There was one that was green, one that was blue, and one that was, I believe, brown, maybe red. But, yeah, they would give that show on Wednesdays. And then Fridays was SWAT Kats. And SWAT Kats, I would tune in every Friday at 5 p.m. sharp to watch it. It was like, what a way to jumpstart the weekend. So, yeah, that show, what was it? Hang on, let me see if I can... What was the name of the cartoon where the Air Force, Navy, and Army would work together with cybernetic suits? Oh, here we go. Here's so there's exoskeleton battle suits. This is the one. Uh, I'm on a Reddit right now. Centurions. Centurions. That's what they were called. Centurions. Every Wednesday they would give the Centurions. Oh my god. Yep. It's kind of funny because this person said it too. It was like it looked like the animation looked like a lot like I said GI Joe and He-Man. So there's a possibility that it's older cartoon from the 80s shown in reruns. I'm fairly certain it was broadcast on Cartoon Network or possibly Nickelodeon. It was Cartoon Network, and these were the only cartoon channels I had as a kid. Does it ring the bell for anyone? Yeah, it was Centurions. Yeah, they said they weren't giant Gundam-like mechs, but roughly human-sized power suits that housed, uh, firearms and things like that, and might have allowed the wearer to fly. The distant memory I have to show in a montage that is played when the heroes would power up and activate their suits, which I recall being very video game esque. So here we go. The Centurions is what they were called. They would give the Centurions every Wednesday during the power hour. So, all right. I had to look it up. That was going to bug the crap out of me. But yes, SWAT Kats was my jam. And I enjoyed every bit of it. So, yeah. And speaking of Friday, today's Friday, and I'm talking about SWAT Kats on Friday. Who would have thunk it? But yeah, SWAT Kats was good. I enjoyed SWAT Kats. One of my favorite shows. I think you can watch episodes on YouTube. I don't know. I've never looked it up. I might as well look it up now. But yeah, SWAT Kats was my jam. SWAT Kats.